Mass Effect 3 is finally here. It took us a really long time to beat it, but we're here to review it.
So Mass Effect 3 is supposed to be the last game in the Mass Effect series, and it's really not too much different from Mass Effect 2. It's pretty much taken everything that was wrong with Mass Effect 2 and made it better.
There's a big focus on this one for just shooting things.
Yeah.
I was a soldier class. You were the...
Vanguard.
I feel like, though, I wouldn't be able to get too far in the game if I didn't just have the most powerful shooting.
I mean, the shooting is definitely like necessity. It's not like in the last game how you could get through the game with biotic powers, but in this one they've pretty much made it a third-person shooter with cool like Jedi Force powers.
I really like that, though. You know, it kind of does feel a little bit more like, I hate to, dare I say it, Gears of War 3, but in a good way. I was really hooked the entire time. There were some really intense battles.
I love the gameplay. I mean, like upon playing it first, I thought it was dumbed down because I was like, oh, like they're gonna push this game towards like casual gamers. Because like to me, Mass Effect was always more of like not everyone played it. I feel like only like
real gamers play.
Real hardcore gamers.
Yeah.
You know, like not like the kid who buys an Xbox to play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So I don't know. At first, I thought it was dumbed down a little bit, but after playing, I was like, wow, this is like really like addicting and like this gameplay is awesome.
Playing Mass Effect 1, totally RPG. Playing Mass Effect 2, I thought they dumbed it down too much. But now playing Mass Effect 3, it kind of makes sense. Now I'm like, all right, I get it. I get what they're trying to do. It's like an action-oriented kind of game with smart elements to it, you know?
Smart elements.
Smart elements, yeah. That being said, if you are a fan of Mass Effect 2 and you're planning on walking around cool cities and just talking to citizens and buying and selling in shops, there's definitely a lot less of that. But it's okay because...
Well, selling's gone completely.
Yeah.
Selling's, it's
but
gone.
It makes sense because the galaxy's at war. You know, there's not really a lot of places to buy and sell things.
Everything's like fast-paced and you need to like...
Yeah. And it makes sense. It's good. It works. As expected, Mass Effect 3 looks and sounds really good, just as Mass Effect 2. The graphics, I feel, are getting a little outdated now, but in terms of art direction, there are some amazing sights in this game to be seen. And with the awesome soundtrack, it just takes the cake. Yeah, really great game.
Voice acting was also very good as well. The Illusive Man killed it. Like the guy who played
Martin Sheen, yeah.
Martin Sheen
awesome.
Killed it. So good.
Yeah, he was the best. I would personally say only play Mass Effect 3. I only recommend Mass Effect 3 to people if you've played 1 and 2. Because the overall experience and feeling you get is what's worth it. It's a pretty good game, but I wouldn't just pick up 3 and play it just because I love the game. I love the whole entire cohesive story.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you want to play the previous 2 games of, especially having like your save port over.
Yeah.
And like in Mass Effect 3, there are only certain romances that you can have if you romance that character in Mass Effect 2. You know, so that like got rid of half the romances for me in Mass Effect 3. And for me, like the romances are they're a very big part of you know, Mass Effect for me because I'm very big into like the whole romance element of any.
It's like a space soap opera.
Game,
it's cool.
Movie, yeah. And I'm very into like character relationships. You know, I feel close to like some of the characters in the game.
I think that's what is most important for this game.
Like all I want to do is hang out, sit on the beach, and drink a beer with Garrus.
He's so cool.
That's all I want to do.
You really don't, like I said, you know, you don't want to just jump into this game because the relationships you developed with the characters from 1 and 2 carries over, and just you feel so strongly while holding the controller. It's great. Now, did you like the ending?
I like the ending. There's one.
This is no spoilers, by the way. We're just vaguely talking about the ending.
There was one like part of the ending I didn't like, but I'm not like everyone else on the internet where they want the petition and like they want it changed. I thought like
it's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, ending could have been a little bit better, but it was still good.
Like I said, I was thoroughly satisfied, except for a couple little details like you, but yeah, overall, I didn't think it was that bad. I think it was just because of the fact that I was experiencing an ending with a game that I had played since the first one. It was all building up to this big, crazy ending. And it wasn't your typical ending. You know, I'll say that. It's not your typical ending. But it was really a decent ending for a sci-fi trilogy, which you really don't see anymore.
No.
You know?
I mean, I did expect it just because I played, the past 2 games. I did expect it to be a little bit bigger and, like...
You think?
Just a little bit bigger. Although, like, I feel like the whole Earth part of the game, when you're on Earth and you're fighting the Reapers, that, like...
Fantastic.
Once I started playing that, I was like, oh, the ending's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
But then it was just an ending. My favorite part of the ending is the after the credits sequence. So if you guys beat it, make sure you wait till after the credits.
Yeah, there's a cool little thing after the credits.
It's not like a big deal, but it's like something so small, but I like...
Without spoiling anything, Mass Effect 3's ending is going to be pretty much the same for everyone, with a little couple of things tweaked, which is part of why so many people are outraged. But I say, at the end of the day, BioWare, the developers, set out to tell a story. What we do in between their story is what they wanted us to do for ourselves. Develop relationships with characters, change events, romance people, all kinds of things. But at the end of the day, they wanted to tell their story a fairly certain way. They wanted to bookend it their own way. And it's been done. And deal with it.
All in all, Mass Effect 3 is an awesome game. It's the most fun I've had playing a game in a really long time. And although the ending was not as superb as I would have liked it to be, it's still a great game, and I highly recommend you play the trilogy because it's some of the best games that's come out in a while.
I agree. I definitely think Mass Effect 3 is a great game because Mass Effect in itself is a great game.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments if you guys are playing Mass Effect 3, what you think of the ending, without spoiling it for anyone, please. And that's pretty much it. Mass Effect 3 is finally here, and we spent a really long time playing it and beating it, and now we're going to talk about it. I said beating it, didn't I?
Hey, what? Really?